That's right, Jameson. It's going to be a big deal. The convention is expected to pump about $175 million into the local economy. The forum behind me, as you can see, is getting spruced up for this event. It'll be done in plenty of time for the convention. And there's going to be improvements that you'll see all around Tampa in anticipation of this big event. Now, you know, hosting a political convention has been compared to hosting a Super Bowl. But there's a big difference. The outcome of the convention will affect the country for at least the next 4 years. And that's only one of the reasons why the eyes of the world will really be focused on Tampa Bay.
Fan in the building.
And I should mention that these upgrades are all being paid by the Tampa Lightning team ownership, not taxpayers. Meanwhile, the city of Tampa and the RNC Tampa Host Committee are busy getting ready for this huge event. Our Carson Chambers is standing by live in Tampa with more on that. Carson? Let me tell you, first of all, how this was laid out. I was in the witness room with about 30 other people. I was in the back row, which was elevated right in the center, so I was able to see quite clearly what was going on. In front of me, there were 3 prosecutors from the Pinellas Pasco State Attorney's Office, which is a little bit unusual. They were here to see this case through. In the front row, family members of the victims, in this case, Hal Rogers, who nobody expected to come. He told everybody he wasn't going to be here. He was there in the front row center with another 2 family members and a family friend. Let me tell you how it played out. You're facing a window that's covered with a curtain. At 4:07, a few minutes late, and we're not sure why that was, the curtain is lifted. I was surprised to see Oba Chandler strapped down in a gurney laying flat on his back with his eyes closed. I had a thought for a moment that he might have already been executed. He looked that quiet, that peaceful. There was to be no eye contact between Oba Chandler and anybody in the viewing gallery the entire time. At about 4:08, the phone call was made to the governor's office to see if there was going to be any stay, any sort of clemency or commutation of the sentence. There was none, so the execution started. Chandler said one word the entire time. That word was no, in answer to the question, do you have any final statement to make? The 3 drugs are then dispensed, and it's not dramatic. These drugs are dispensed behind the wall. You don't see when this happens or exactly how it happens. But there are 3 drugs, one that knocks him out, the second one stops the lungs from breathing, and the last one stops the heart. He was declared dead at exactly 7:25, and he was loaded into a hearse and taken to the coroner's office for the autopsy. A sobering situation. It was sort of a grim reunion of people whose lives were changed by this heinous crime, the death of 2 teenage girls and their mother in 1989 in Florida. It ends today here at the prison in Rayford, but it certainly does not end for those affected by it. It's something all of us, myself included, to some extent will carry with us. We expect a press conference in just a few minutes. We are told that we may even hear from Hal Rogers and get his impressions. Maybe he can explain why he decided, after all, to come here and see the execution of the man who killed his wife and 2 daughters. So for now, let's go to Serena, who's been covering the activity outside the prison walls, and you had a very unexpected interview with one of Oba Chandler's relatives.